Hey everybody, welcome to the Best Life channel. I am shooting in my pajamas today because I ain't feel like changing clothes. But I had to shoot this video to get this stuff out of my head. So today I want to talk about loving someone when it's difficult to love. One of the things that I talk about in my book is that people don't realize that like remaining in love with someone requires you loving people even when it's difficult. This video is only for if you like, not in love or whatever, don't watch this video because it's not for you. It is not applicable, okay? Only watch this video if you are in love and you are in a relationship, or if you like just got and you feel like you lost the person that you really love. Watch this video. Now all the other people, now don't watch this video because it's gonna throw you off and it's gonna skew you. So now if you had a really bad breakup and the person like really did you wrong and stuff like that, okay, and you have relationship questions, you need to go to my website, www.donnaeignite.com, and you need to send me your question directly on my website if you have a question about your relationship that ended, because this is for the people that are currently in the relationship. Does that make sense, y'all? So if you just broke up with somebody last week and you went and slashed their tires and you hadn't talked to them in a while and they press charges on you, don't watch this video, okay? This is not applicable. You need to go to my website, www.donnaeignite.com, and send me your questions on the website, okay? Now, let's just face it. It's not going to be easy to love somebody all the time. And everybody is not easy to love. Some people are difficult to love. So the question is, how do you love people all the time and love people when they are difficult to love? So the easiest thing to do, this is the secret right here. Secret, top secret. The easiest thing to do is to know that love and hate are really on the same spectrum. Love is over here on the positive side, and hate is over here on the negative side, because everything that God created has a polar opposite, has a positive and a negative. Everything that He created has that. Our body has a positive and negative charge. So love and hate really are the same thing, if you will, but they're just opposite ends of each other. And I think that's why the saying, it's a thin line between love and hate, that's why I really think it's true. Because love and hate really are synonymous, but it's just an emotion that comes attached to that feeling that drives where it lands on the radar, whether it gauges towards love or whether it gauges towards hate. When you start looking at it like that, it takes so much pressure off of you. When someone is being difficult, when someone is being like erratic and it's hard to deal with them, or you think that you may not be able to stay in love with them, it's easier to think of love as this gauge of emotions. And then the second thing that you have to do when you're trying to stay in love with someone who is difficult to love, because I am the self-proclaimed guru on staying in love when someone is difficult to love. Now, that's my self-proclaimed title, because I know my husband is not easy to love. He may think he is, but he is not easy to love. So, the second thing that you have to do, you have to allow yourself to be disappointed in a person. Disappointment is not the same as hate, okay? Remember, we're looking at love on this gauge, on this spectrum. And over here on this side, on the positive side, you got the sunflowers and the sun is shining and all of that stuff. But then sometimes the gauge kind of moves over into the black, into the negative side, and that's where you got the thunder, the lightning, and the rain, and all of that. But disappointment is kind of like, you know, in the middle. It's okay to be disappointed with a person, with what they do to you. And it's okay to let that person know that you're disappointed in what they did. Sometimes we don't attach disappointment with love. But you can love someone and be disappointed in them. It is okay. And sometimes we don't know what that feeling is. Sometimes, like when you love someone and they let you down, and you start coaching in your head, "Ooh, they made me sick. Ooh, I hate that person. I never want to see them again." You got to be careful with those thoughts, because when you start rehearsing those thoughts in your head, those thoughts become a force. And then before you know it, you put that force in action because you're thinking it every day. So you got to get control of those thoughts and just say, "You know what? I'm disappointed in this person right now. You know, I need to talk to them." The best thing to do is to talk to that person about what's going on in your relationship. Instead of rehearsing over and over in your head, "This person makes me sick. They're like everybody else. I don't want to see them again." When you start rehearsing that stuff in your head, you are like injecting poison into your relationship. So you have to be very careful with your thoughts, and keep in mind that how you choose to view the disappointing thing that's happening in a relationship, how you choose to view that is going to produce the outcome. And people like miss that sometimes. Like sometimes we think that we're at will to whatever happens is gonna happen. That's not altogether true. Whatever happened is going to happen, but you are a determining factor in what happens. You do have an active part in what happens in your relationship. You don't have to sit on the sideline and watch everything play out and not be actively involved. You can have control over what happens in your relationship. You are actively involved. Hello. So, give yourself permission to be disappointed. Give yourself permission to be upset, while still knowing that it doesn't necessarily mean that you hate this person or the relationship is over. Just know that, somewhere on that gauge, you're kind of in the gray area right now, and you're not ready for all the lovey-dovey stuff. Just know that. But it doesn't mean that, that it's over. Because that brings it back to like the people that are in marriages and they get to where they hate each other. They don't want to be in the same room with each other. They can't stand each other. And then they get a divorce. And then 2 years later, you hear they're married again. So how does that happen? I just told you. Because love and hate are like together. And the will and the power that you use in your mind creates where that gauge goes on that radar. See? You have all the power in your relationship and you don't even know it. You sure do. You have all the power. So that's what my book is all about. It's all about letting you know how empowered you are to control your relationship. It is just that simple. It's just that great. I know, love is so cool. It's like the best, most wonderful thing in the world. But people just don't realize that it is continuous. Love is continuous. It really doesn't stop. You don't stop loving people. You don't stop loving people. It just changes. The polarity of the vibration changes because everything has a positive and a negative. Okay, my love bugs. Y'all see I changed positions on y'all in this video. I had to come in my room and get with the vibration. It's like this vibration in my room and I just had to get with it. to talk about love. So anyway, I'm glad y'all chimed in, listened to the video. Appreciate y'all for chiming in and listening. Hit the like button and the share button and share it with somebody that you love. And I appreciate y'all watching, and have a